Now, whenever I speak, the wonderful compliance people around the place, they like me to put up this slide. And it basically says, look, I haven't whipped around the room, checked out your own personal circumstances before providing the information today. So it's very much of a general information, so general nature. So take that on board. Of course, at the back, I'm sure you can read that very, very clearly. Take a good 5 seconds to get through that, and that's probably about it. An alternate world of surprises, challenges and rewards. And really, what we're seeing at the moment in the global economy is very much that. We've gone from boom to bust in seemingly a short space of time. The global economy falling off a cliff somewhat in the December quarter of last year. A lot of stimulus has been applied to the economy. We're seeing it here in Australia, we're seeing it right the way across the globe. And Australia is facing the biggest challenge that it's had since the last time that the US went into recession back in 2001. The important thing to remember about these times is that we're always going to have economic cycles. We're always going to have times when you've either got a boom happening in the economy or a bust. But there will always be winners and losers, and it doesn't matter what time that you're in, there are always going to be winners and losers. And it's important to focus on the sorts of rewards, the opportunities that are presented by these times, rather than focusing on the challenges or the risks. In the current time, if you're a first home buyer, wonderful time. If you're in the home building industry, wonderful time because of low interest rates and the government grants. Any of the building trades doing very, very well. But if you're globally focused, you're focused on the global economy, you're focused on trade, you're in the mining sector, you're facing a few more challenges. Give it another 6 or 12 months, things are going to change yet again. And we've just got to roll with the economic times, as certainly businesses and consumers are doing. The important thing, I think, to stress is that the longer term trends, the longer run trends haven't changed. Our major trading partner is China. That is going to be the case in 3 years, it's going to be the case in 5 years, and we've got to be focused on the Chinese economy, to a lesser extent the United States. It's really China and India which are in focus at the moment, rather than the major, what we perceive as the major economies like the US, UK and Japan. And that's important to keep at the back, because we go through these cycles. The longer run trends, the Chinese demand is going to be unrelenting. This has been termed a global recession, and certainly a number of countries are in recession at the moment. It just seems, as I mentioned right at the beginning, that we've gone from a period of boom to bust in such a very short space of time. But that's what happens with globalisation. That's what happens with the world that we're facing at the moment. Because when you have a change, and it's sort of like the butterfly effect, when you have a butterfly flapping its wings in the US subprime housing market, guess what? The ripple effects are felt all the way through the globe. We're seeing that butterfly effect showing up here in terms of Australia. 2007, we had the fastest growth in the global economy in 34 years. We should have known better. We should have seen this period of time that we had and realised that we were going to have at some point in time the comeuppance, the fact that we were going to see a downturn. But the swiftness of the change really caught everyone by surprise. Whether you're the federal government, state governments, whether you're the Reserve Bank, the change in such a short space of time is certainly quite amazing. We do have a number of countries around the world in recession.